One of my favorite ways to make money online is by dropshipping digital products because as soon as a customer purchases from our store, the product is instantly delivered to them. And inside this business model, some of the most common questions I get are things like, how do I actually know what product to sell? And how do I get free traffic to my store? So right now, I'm going to take you through a process that can shortcut most of that work for you. And if you're new here, my name is Tanner. I'm a 22-year-old e-commerce entrepreneur. I've grown a couple different stores to over $1 million, and I've continued to document my journey here as a young entrepreneur since 2017. So I hope you get tons of value out of this video and then apply it for your own benefit. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. So now that we're on my computer, what we're gonna do is go through this list of the 10 things that we need to do in order to successfully launch our store. So the first thing we actually need to do is identify a target group, also known as a specific niche of the people we're going to be selling a digital product to. And this can be a little bit hard to think of if you're just coming here from scratch and you've never done this before. So that's why we're going to be using this AI today to kind of help us out. And here in this new model, we can input up to 25,000 words of context, which is a ton. But for the sake of this video, we're going to keep it pretty simple and instead just focus on the value that you're getting today so you know how to take this and use it to your own advantage. So right now, what I'm going to go ahead is just input some context here. I'm starting an online store that sells digital products. I want these products to solve real life problems and pain points for others. So can you please give me a list of 10 target groups? Now we have 10 target group ideas it's given us. Remote workers, parents of young children, college students, freelancers and gig workers, fitness enthusiasts, mental health support seekers, language learners, eco-conscious consumers, travelers and digital nomads, and small business owners. Now, all of these target group ideas we've been given do have value to them and could have problems that we can solve with digital products, but some are going to be better than others because remember, our main pain point categories that we're going to be focusing on and that are the most profitable are inside of health, wealth, happiness, and relationships. So all of these fall under one of those, but some are better than others because we also need to think about which of these audiences here and these target groups are going to be willing to spend money, which have the strongest pain points. Something like number 8 here, eco-conscious consumers, is a cool audience, but at the end of the day, I don't think that's that huge of a pain point for a normal consumer to purchase a digital product to learn more about. But when you get into something such as for small business owners, helping them make more money or traveling to save money or get better deals or stay at better places, these are pain points and things that people are willing to invest money in. So I'm going to put in a little bit of feedback and a prompt here. So I'm going to tell it, these are great, but I want to choose a target group that has the biggest pain point and also has the money to invest into our digital products. Which 3 of these follow that criteria? Which is kind of an open-ended statement, but let's see here what they tell us. Awesome. So it's given us 3 of the top ones in what I would say the wealth category of pain points here: remote workers, small business owners, freelancers, and gig workers. These 3 target groups not only experience significant pain points, but also have the financial capacity to invest in digital products that can help alleviate those issues. Amazing. But I want to take it a step further and make this a little bit more specific. I'm going to choose small business owners as my target group, but can you niche down into a specific type of business owner that's having a specific problem that can be solved with our digital products? What are the odds of this? E-commerce business owners facing challenges with inventory, sales, and marketing efforts. We now need to get into number 2, which is validating the market. So let's say we're going to be choosing as our target group e-commerce business owners struggling with some aspect of their business. And that's something we're going to get into in a future step here and what problem we're going to be solving specifically and how to find that. But validating that market is essentially almost what I've already done of asking the questions here of, who has the biggest pain point and who's going to be able to invest into our digital products out of these criterias. Now, all of these, like I said, follow one of the main pain point categories, but some are better than others. And in this case, we're choosing small business owners niche down specifically to e-commerce business owners. And we validated that market already by just figuring out exactly what kind of problems they're dealing with and what the pain points are. Now, someone who, let's say, has a small business and is trying to make a breakthrough in a certain aspect of that business is going to be much more inclined to solving that problem versus someone maybe who is trying to do something out of one of these like eco-conscious consumers and making sustainable choices. It's not, it may be a pain point for someone personally, but if it doesn't affect their pocket in this perspective or their health or immediate wealth or anything of that nature, then they're not going to be as inclined to invest into a digital product. So now the third thing we need to do is actually generate the product ideas and figuring out, okay, what is the specific product we're going to be selling? Now, the way we're showing it here today is by selling a self-paced product. So in the world of dropshipping digital products, there are three different types of products: done for you, done with you, and self-paced, and then the combinations of multiple of those. But self-paced essentially means something that can instantly be delivered and the customer can go through it at their own pace. This could be an audio file, a video course, an ebook, a guide, a worksheet, a calendar. All of these things are self-paced. So what we're going to be doing is actually focusing on a self-paced product for e-commerce business owners. And more specifically, it's probably going to be some type of ebook or guide, because that way we can actually do that all through here. Now, what I want to do is come up with some different product ideas for specific pain points. So let's get some ideas. Self-paced digital products are ones like ebooks, guides, or worksheets. Can you provide 5 self-paced digital product ideas that solve one main pain point for these e-commerce business owners? Okay, so now we have our 5 self-paced digital product ideas that they've given us: SEO for e-commerce ebook, a product listing optimization workbook, keyword research guide for e-commerce, competitor analysis guide, and e-commerce platform specific optimization guides. And when I'm looking at these ideas, really what I want to focus on is thinking, okay, which of these is going to be able to provide the most value on a problem that can be solved with somewhat of an immediate result. Something that we give someone that's going to take a lot of extra work on their end to figure out is not going to be as valuable as something such as showing a formula on how to figure something out, or like this, number 5, how to specifically optimize a specific platform. And in this case, we can choose one of these: Amazon, Etsy, or Shopify, to break this down to be even more specific, because digital dropshipping is all about solving a specific problem for a specific group of people. Like, even for example, let's say real estate agents that don't know how to use social media. We could provide to them how to use social media to their advantage, create short form content or templates for their social media platforms. That's an idea of a specific audience. And in this case, I say we choose number 5 and make it specific to Shopify. So that brings me here to number 4, which is creating the digital product outline. So what we're going to do is go back here and give us some input to create the outline for the digital product that we're going to be selling. I just typed this up and said, let's go with an optimization guide for the e-commerce platform Shopify. I'd like to focus on making this guide something like a checklist of tasks to complete and why they are important for the optimization. That way it is engaging and valuable. Do you think this is good, or should it be modified? And this is just kind of the thoughts in my head as I was thinking about it, and I wanted to give some more context here. This thing is amazing because I definitely am not perfect, which is why I asked it, do you think this is good, or should it be modified? And look at this, it's giving us here some input to make this checklist even more valuable. And then it's going to take this context to create an amazing outline for this digital product. And we're going to be left with something amazing here at the end of this video. Taking my idea and your feedback into consideration, can you go ahead and create an outline for this optimization guide? Please create it in a way that you would be able to write all the content for it if I were to ask you. Okay, we just got an insanely detailed outline for this optimization guide. In fact, it goes through literally everything here that I could think of when setting up the store. But in my experience, when selling digital products like how this one would turn out, typically you're going to be able to get more engagement with potential customers to actually want to buy your product and then even use the product when it's a bit more simple and focused on just one specific topic. Because when you have all of these different things in here, this is going to be a thick book here. But the reality is that most people typically don't want to just go through all of that at once. Instead, I say we take these different topics and put them into bite-sized self-paced digital products, because that way it's going to be more specific, because maybe someone is having trouble with their site speed and performance. but we're marketing this as an overall guide. If we're just marketing this when we get to that part as an overall optimization guide, someone maybe won't buy it because they're dealing with this specific problem and they don't want just a big, long, broad guide. So let's say we choose the site speed and performance. So how about this? Instead of doing all of them, we're just going to do one here together on the video. But this is actually a really cool product idea. I'm thinking this will be more valuable by making each chapter a separate product. Can you make an outline for the optimization guide, but only for section number 5, using the same context as before? Now, as this is typing, you might think the previous outline, super long with all those different value pieces, would sell better because there's so much more value in it. But the thing is it's just not going to resonate as with many people because it's not specific to their problem. When we as humans feel like someone is catering towards a specific problem that we're dealing with, we're going to be much more inclined to engage with that potential solution. Which is why here, breaking this into a full guide just for that specific section is going to be able to sell at a much higher rate. And we could do this with all of the chapters that it created. Because look at this. This is actually insane. Now, number 5 is producing the product contents themselves. And in the world of dropshipping digital products, there's a few ways to get your digital product made if it's a self-paced product. You can find the existing piece of content online, buy the rights to it, to resell it as your own. You can write it yourself, you can hire a freelancer, or you can try what I'm doing right now. We've built this entire checklist here with all these different things. So now what I can do is actually request the full guide to be created. I'm going to be creating this site speed optimization guide to start selling as a digital product. Can you produce all of the contents based on the outline above, making it in the form of a checklist ranked in logical order? Please keep it as readable as possible and not too complex. Now, this might take a minute to generate, but I think we're going to get something super cool here. Now, it looks like we said something maybe that we shouldn't have because it's made it a little bit too simple. So I'm just going to press stop generating. I'm just going to say, can you produce the full guide using the outline you created? Now, hopefully it's going to create a full length piece of content here that we can then look at and decide what we may want to modify and tell it, hey, let's make it more simple. Let's make it shorter. Let's make it longer. Let's make it more exciting. And make it have results, whatever. So now we're going to let this thing produce all the content. Okay, it's created a little bit more of an in-depth outline here, and it is very valuable, but I think we're definitely going to make it just a little bit longer. I'm thinking this could be 3 to 5 page ebook, but we're going to call it a guide, and it's just going to be filled with value. So what's really cool is here, they've implemented the checklist. Well, the AI has. So let's say for image optimization, images are often the largest files on a website, and optimizing them can significantly improve your site speed. So here's the checklist. Choose the appropriate file format for your images, compress them without using quality like these tools here. So we have all these types of things for each chapter, but I think we can make it more valuable, and we want to make sure the person actually using this can understand a little bit more and has all the steps they need. So we're going to put a bit of input here. This looks great, but I want more content for the final product. I'm thinking for each section we explain why the section topic is important and then add an interesting fact about that topic as well. Then we can also explain in a step-by-step process how to complete each of the checklist items. What do you think? Go ahead and produce it if you like this idea. Okay, here comes the revised version. It just finished the new and improved digital product for the site speed optimization guide, and we can see here, even just in the introduction, fact. Google reported that a 1-second delay in mobile page load time can lead to a 20% decrease in conversion rates. So including these facts helps a lot. It explains why this chapter is important and then actually gives the specific steps for each of the checklist items all the way through here. Now, once it got here to number 5, it kind of just stopped. So I said, where's the rest of it? And then it continued to complete the rest of this digital product, which I believe is super, super valuable. And maybe there's one more thing I can think of. And before I get to that though, I am going to be bundling up this final digital product, everything we're talking about in this video, and I'll even send it to you for free just so you can see how this will look in its final version. So just message me the word speed on Instagram at Digital Dropshippers, and I'll go ahead and send it to you. Now, my last idea I had here, and I don't know if it's going to be able to do this or not, but would you be able to add a link to a tutorial video for each of the checklist items? Okay, it didn't want to give us links. It gave us search terms for each of the checklist items that we can put on YouTube, but I wonder if we can trick the system here. I guess not with this prompt. Now let's get into the last 5 parts here, which one is generating the cover. Now, I should have worded this a little bit differently, because instead of just talking about generating the cover, the exterior of this digital product itself, we're not going to focus on graphic design specifically here in this video, but what we can do is create the title and what words we're going to be using for the cover of this guide. Can you write a compelling title for this guide that really attracts the potential customer? Skyrocket your Shopify store's performance, the ultimate site speeding optimization guide for unbeatable user experience and higher conversions. Can you make it shorter and catchier? Shopify speed secrets, boost performance, user experience, and conversions. Fire! All right. What's number 7 here? Write the product description. Okay, can you write a clean and persuasive product description that would make a Shopify business owner want to buy this product? One thing I just might add is to maybe add some different bullet points for data on why it's important. Wow, it's even adding emojis in there. It's getting better and better with all this data. Basically, all the data we've been putting in here so far is just continuing to add up and make this stuff even better. Now, number 8, we're going to get into the marketing side, because when it comes to dropshipping digital products, okay, let's say now we have a digital product. We're ready to start selling. How can we start marketing without having to just spend a bunch of money on ads? And that's where it comes in, organic free traffic hacks, which is where we use short form content platforms like TikTok and Instagram to essentially use their algorithm to our advantage to get us free views, free engagement, and ultimately free traffic and sales to our store to get proof of concept, which would be, for example, our first sale. So then we know, okay, this is valuable, this can work, and now we can go ahead and take that money we earned and reinvest that into ads and scaling further. So as far as content scripts goes, what I could be asking the AI now is essentially to give us ideas on what type of short form content we could be using on these platforms that could get someone to want to purchase this product. And in my mind, I already have an idea based on what I see work in the market right now, which is people posting short form content under 15 seconds with a background video of something related to that specific niche, and then a fact or some type of statement on that with a trending sound, just to keep people watching and reading and overall engaging. That way you can do this anonymously without your face. Now, if you want to do this as yourself, as your own brand, then you can do that as well. This AI can help you with the scripts and what to say to really attract the potential customer you're looking for. I'm going to start marketing this product by posting short form content on TikTok and Instagram Reels. I will use facts, quotes, and tips as text over background videos with trending sounds. Can you give me 10 facts, quotes, or tips related to the purpose of this guide? I'm liking the idea of the tips here and some of the facts, but maybe making them a little bit longer, because we want people to read a little bit more and stay on the video for some time, because the way we use organic free traffic hacks and to eventually get free traffic and sales is by keeping people watching our content more than one time, or watching it for a long period of time, because the platforms like TikTok and Instagram will push your content to more people if more people are spending more time on their platform from your video compared to someone else's video. Can you choose one tip, one quote, and one fact from here, and then make it 2 to 3 sentences of content in each? This is good stuff. I hope someone takes this idea from this video and runs with it. I mean, every time I do a free training, someone takes the idea and runs with it, and typically will get their first sale pretty quickly. I really, really like this a lot. So now, number 9 is going to be writing ad copy, because maybe you have some money to invest into starting your own digital dropshipping store and you don't want to post on TikTok and play that game. Instead, you want to just skip the line and go straight to ads, which is okay. But I would say our most successful case studies have come from people starting with organic and then taking their highest performing pieces of short form video and then running those as ads. But when it comes to ad copy, we can even use the AI. So I'm going to do one example here. I asked the AI here to write us some ad copy based on this tip here if we were running that as a video as an ad. So it tells a story about Sarah and her Shopify store and the power of image optimization and Shopify speed secrets, ultimately putting a call to action here at the end, which is amazing. Number 10 is going to be writing abandoned checkout emails. This is kind of like a bonus, because a lot of people will go onto your website when you start selling your digital products, and then they actually may go to the checkout, but they don't end up purchasing for whatever reason. But one of the ways you can save some of these sales if you start your own digital dropshipping business would be by setting up your abandoned checkout emails. Now, if you're using Shopify and you go to your settings and you go to checkout and you scroll down, there's going to be a tab that says abandoned checkout emails. And right now you can turn these on automatically, but it's using Shopify's own template and doesn't really cater much towards your own specific customers. So we're going to use the AI to write our own custom ones. Look at that first liner. We noticed that you were so close to unlocking the full potential of your Shopify store with our Shopify Seed Secrets Guide, but you didn't complete the purchase. Hurry, the future of your Shopify store is just a few clicks away to your success. Peace.